There's like people you date and there's people you marry, and this is a guitar I have married. Hey, this is Bartees Strange with guitar.com. We're at guitarguitar in Camden, and we're gonna do some guitar shopping. This is a Les Paul Studio. The first guitar my parents ever got me was a guitar that was a lot like this. It was like jet black, 4 knobs, 2 humbuckers. I remember playing this in my mirror like all the time. And like the first song I think I learned on it was All Along the Watchtower. And I would put on a little bandana and like play it, and I thought I was like Jimi Hendrix. It was a silly time in my life. I was like 15, 14. And up until that point, I'd only had like beaters, like guitars that my friends didn't want or like would kind of just, I would borrow. So I was pretty pumped when I got this guitar. It was my first one. This is one of my favorite guitars, period, ever, period. This is a 335 Gibson. I have a bunch of these. I have one that looks exactly like this, like a Murphy Lab custom shop, 335 I bought at Chicago Music Exchange. The most killing guitar. And like, I feel like there's so much like variation in how this guitar can sound, but you find like a good one. I mean, you're not gonna find very many better sounding guitars. I also think that just like as a strummer, like if you're just chilling at your house, it's such a fun guitar to play. Like just sitting down watching TV, that's how I write most of my songs. I'll be like watching like Escape to the Country and just playing like 335 or like playing a Jazzmaster and just kind of like, it's low volume, but I can kind of feel it still resonate. I love these guitars. So shout out to Gibson. Great guitar, 335. If you don't have one, you should buy one, I promise. All right, so there's like people you date and there's people you marry, and this is a guitar I have married. Like, I play Jazzmasters pretty much religiously. If I'm not, like 75% of the time, I'm playing a Jazzmaster. I don't play like too many other Fenders. I play Tellies and I play these. And it's something about like how grab and go it is. And I felt like after I figured out how to play this, it became like my most fun thing to play. And I think what drew me to it was I had a lot of friends who were really fast on guitar, like Strat players, Telly players, chicken pickers, shredders, prog people. But I never wanted to do any of that. And then I saw Wilco play and I was like, good Lord. Like, I've never heard a guitar player sound that cool, you know, and saw Sonic Youth play, like on YouTube videos, and I was like, what is that, you know? And I was just into the body shape. I'm kind of a bigger guy, so like, the way it sat felt good, and I liked that it was like wide. There were so many things I loved about the guitar, and like, I remember getting my first one and pretty much knowing immediately that I'd be playing them for like the rest of my life. So I've got a bunch of these. I've got a 59. I've got a couple custom shop ones. I've got an AVRI one. Slick guitar, man. I don't know. If you are into just being kind of messy and like getting weird, I would highly recommend this guitar. It's like right in between a Strat and a Telly tonally, but it does something else, which I think is fire. And a lot of people don't use this. The rhythm circuit is pretty useful. Like, especially if you're playing like a Vox like I do. I crank the treble on the Vox and make it sound good on the rhythm. And then when I want to get crazy for lead tones, I just cut the rhythm and just get all the tone and all the high end back. So get a Jazzmaster. The Telecaster is like the hammer or the screwdriver of guitar playing. It's like you pick it up and it just plays. Like it sounds great no matter what. It can fall out of a truck. It will still work. You can take it apart and put it in a plane and put it back together when you land. It's gonna still be set up. It's like the simplest, most perfect, I think, functioning musical instrument in guitar world. This is a little more complicated, obviously, because it's got a Bigsby on it, but I think like this is one of the most beautiful guitars in the world, and if I had someone else's credit card, I would buy this, like, for sure. So come to the show tonight and buy a bunch of merch so I can buy this. Okay, so this is like a weirdo. And I've seen people take their Jazzmasters or their Teles and put gold foils in them, but I didn't know Fender was doing this until very recently. It's kind of cool, and I haven't heard it yet, but I really want to try it. So if there was a guitar here that I was like, just like curious about and kind of wanted to learn more about, it'd be this one, because it's like, got some like Jaguar functionality, 3 pickups, Jazzmaster body. It's got like the like mid-late 60s Jazzmaster binding, matching headstock, and then a Bigsby on it. I mean, it's like a mashup of all these guitars I kind of like. So I'd be curious to try it. Really cool guitar.